It's so hard. We're attacking on odds. I think Shen has to be a lot less good if we're attacking on odds. I think I do this. So this is a weird mulligan. We almost have a perfect curve, but it's really important to have something for the protector to latch onto. We need to mulligan aggressively for them. We can't keep stuff like Screeching Dragon, because on those turns we kind of want to be tricking out anyway. So let me go ahead and load this up. I think it's just Tracker here. Tracker threatens a lot more over the course of the game. And he's not, the thing is he's not attacking on odds, which means I don't actually need to threaten Caretaker by turn 3. Because his Misfortune's getting his first attack on 4, which means I can like threaten the Caretaker then, probably. Is all right. Okay. So he gets the pretty good play, the hired gun. So we Bryce the Protector, keep our card alive, I guess. I could also pass and be okay sharp siding. Sharp sight's a great trick here. He kind of can't attack because of sharp sight, which feels really good. And he's out of mana, so he has no re-response. Then next turn, we have a pretty sweet play if he takes this attack. And he's kind of forced into this attack because otherwise the Tracker is just going to challenge anything else. And next turn, we can like Caretaker, Protector maybe. Feels really good. We do need to shut down Misfortune though. And sharp sight's like a really, really valuable potential trick later. Tap under any tricks at all. Do I need a trick?
Don't stand in my way.
Young Witch is, I think, a pretty sick draw. I could do like Caretaker, Young Witch. He can never play Misfortune. Caretaker leaves me flexible to playing Protector too, depending on what he does. And I think I like Caretaker the best here. We have a better hand this time. So Protege is a little bit more annoying. We can Protector and just deal 6 damage to him, basically. Is all right. His Protege will be able to 2-for-1 if we do that. I don't know that there's any getting around that, though. Using Protector like this actually just feels too proactive. I think we're not the aggressor in this matchup at all. I think we should always outvalue. I think I just pass and bank the mana. Banking the mana for single combat is really important. And dealing damage to him, I think, like, we're not racing him down. We're not punishing bad hands. His entire deck is aggro. Single combat has too much of a chance of doing something. Double Protege is really good against my deck, though. Protege cleans up against my deck. Especially hands like this. Like, both of these Proteges are 2-for-1ing for free, basically. He could skip. And I think this kind of has to be the Fiora action. If I don't play Protector now, I'm threatening like the 3-for-1 on my own Caretaker.
I long for a worthier.
That's fine though.
Hardly fair.
Yeah, the double Protege hand is really scary. That being said, I mean, it is somewhat of a value-oriented matchup. And I can't really go in for a single combat here. So his version of the list is running 3 Sharp Sight and 2 Ranger's Resolve. I can combat the smaller one to play around Resolve, but Sharp Sight will mess me up a little too much. So now I can basically play out the hand, which is really nice. I can like River Shaper and start drawing cards to make his value options very awkward. We can't really rely on Young Witch's quick attack because he's running Repost, which gives barrier. So I think I just open play River Shaper here and then give it a barrier and try to draw off of this River Shaper. Being able to draw, like, this River Shaper is so important here. I need to draw, like, if I draw a Repost or a Concerted Strike, I feel good in this matchup. But if I don't, I can feel bad very fast. Yeah, this is bad. I think he's ahead right now. He's got a better start for, like, given the matchup. I think this deck is favored into that one, but he's got the hand that that deck needs to win this matchup, basically.
You're covered.
So my River Shaper basically has a guaranteed draw here, which is nice. He's got 6 mana, which is fascinating. So the question is, do I attack with the Fiora? If he plays Repost, I can probably trade with a single combat. He has a safe pass there, just because of that.
I long for a worthy opponent. Let them eat swords. En garde.
I think this should be fine. I don't think he's getting any value out of Resolve here. There's some options that could force the single combat. Like what, Sharp Sight plus Resolve? So I have to play this button now so that we don't lose to Bannerman. Because if he has Bannerman post-combat, we're screwed by not committing the single now. And there's actually some hands that would be able to have Bannerman. So he resolves. So we give him a resolve, but we didn't give him an amazing resolve, right? At the end of the day, like, he's just keeping a protege alive. That's good for us. Like, that's a pretty weak resolve. And our River Shaper is drawing 2 cards, which is absolutely huge here. And surviving, so it's going to draw us a 3 card. And that's really important. So usually he's thinking about a Relentless Pursuit here. Pursuit's a little scary, but he would have to send the track. Oh, the tracker actually doesn't have Challenger yet. He doesn't have a great answer to my Protector. I can almost guarantee, like, the only thing he can think about playing there and then not play is Pursuit, I'm pretty sure. Could be, like, Unit plus Repost. But we don't want to play around Relentless Pursuit. So this is the condition of the matchup. We're mostly only scared of, like, Misfortune, and we just want to make sure we're outvaluing him long term. We had a hand that was very vulnerable to losing the outvalue, but the River Shaper felt pretty good there.
It found you.
I think I literally just have to kill that Misfortune right now. Like, he can't actually counter. The funny thing is, he can't actually counter a Concerted Strike on the Misfortune right now. Like, Repost doesn't do it, because River Shaper strikes first and takes it off. Ranger's Resolve doesn't do it. He doesn't have single combat in that deck to respond in that way. And of course, the Concerted Strike threatens drawing another card here. So it's very, very important that we click the Shaper first before the Protector. A, because it means the Shaper gets the draw. And B, because it means we beat Repost. If we did them in the other order, Shaper wouldn't get to draw, and if he had Repost, then his Misfortune wouldn't even die, because the 3 attacks before at that point, which would be really, really bad. He's really not threatening almost anything by doing this. I just want to keep my options maximally flexible. This is like a totally fine attack. I could single combat. We're not actually even, like, what are we under threat of? A Sharp Sight if I single combat? Wouldn't I be happy if he Sharp Sighted there? He has a decent, like, damage push Repost. I think because he's got the floated mana, I'm better off just passing. I don't need more card advantage. I have every card I could need here. And we're keeping his board narrow, so Relentless Pursuit isn't really doing anything. So now I've got Protege, plus Young Witch, plus all the spells I need, right? And his board is narrow, which means cards like Vanguard Bannerman and Cythria, which would normally be very scary cards, kind of suck. Okay, it's still a little scary. So he's got 4 mana, could be Repost, but we can potentially counter Repost. So we can just go ahead and... I guess we're just Young Witching here. It taps us out under single plus Prismatic. So the scary thing is, like, if it Reposts, I might just trade it with Prismatic. That's not very scary. It's not very scary at all. I want, like, one decent-sized unit in this hand. This hand needs a Screaming Dragon very badly. Is the one thing we're really missing. Is it possible we could ever need 2 single combats here? Is there a hand state that could demand 2 single combats here? Or can I just play both? Well, I don't want to... Like, it's so likely his card is Repost. I can't just have my Protege die for free.
This way. Go.
This is a good trade, though. Like, trading Repost for Barrier, dealing face damage, and 1-to-1 trades are what I want to do right now. Right? It's kind of like Oh man, what if I single combat the witch into that? Is that better? Killing the protege is actually so important. Like, keeping his board narrow is how I'm winning this game. How much is this young witch doing? Yeah, I kind of have to. Yeah, I should have played my other young witch. I lost out on 2 damage. I guess I only lost out on 1 damage because the young witch. Yeah, but I lost out on 1 damage for pretty little reason. No, maybe this actually is better. Honestly, maybe I had to play it exactly like this, just because Bank of the Mana is worth more than just 1 damage. Would have been 2 because I can single combat the 1 attack young witch. But 2 damage, I don't think that can really matter here. I need to remain flexible in my options as much as possible. There's some draws that we actually might want to keep a full banked mana for, and that is more important here, I think.
Break their spirits and their souls.
Yeah, River Shaper's good.
I'm one of the good guys, but not.
So yeah, he's pretty screwed here. The funny thing is, if he has Ranger's Resolve, his misfortune almost lives. And again, we have to attack with the River Shaper first. It still dies because we have the other single combat.
A gift from the river folk.
Don't hold me.
So he deals a little bit of damage, and he does kill off our River Shaper. But it looks like we just have like the long-term value game here. Like, we've kept his board narrow. We've done everything we need to just like close this out now. And River Shaper has drawn a lot of cards here.
What form will the waters take? The waters are still.
I can actually Young Witch here just because I'll always have enough mana to play, like, for this hand, what I might need to play. It's actually pretty likely his last card is Relentless Pursuit as well, which would do literally nothing here. And because his Lorn Protege got permanently healed, I do need to do this. So we just played the left card. It was Resolve, alright. So Resolve shouldn't really do much here. I basically want to use my least valuable tool killing that. What is my least valuable tool? I mean, if I repost it now, I can just strike down the Cytheria afterwards anyway. Actually, the Cytheria wouldn't die because she has the tough this turn. That's a little awkward, actually. I mean, we can't really be dying or losing, but I guess there's nothing I can really do here. I can do like a weird single combat plus barrier play. I think that can't be right. Yeah, I guess I'm just chilling. So he played a Resolve from the right side of his hand, I'm pretty sure, which means his left side is random top deck, I think. I mean, keeping his board narrow is important. He's just going to challenge me next turn anyway. Yeah, I guess we're just passing. Looks like we actually have no option here. Very strange.
This is my opponent.
I mean, I can threaten the Cytheria with Concerted Strike. If he uses Repost plus like Relentless Pursuit, I mean, all I could do is force out Barrier, right?
My eyes make it fair.
Can't really do much. Plays from the left side, Sharp Sight. Okay. So we win our series. It was not played perfectly, and including Lawrence Chevalier in that deck almost lost us the series. But we had the better lineup, and we played fine. Not perfectly, but we played well enough to win with a better lineup. For sure. Definitely, I suspect it should have been a 2-0, especially with a better version of the deck. It should have been a 2-0. I'm overall fine with that, though. The lineup worked well overall. It did everything it wanted to do as a lineup. This is like a weird team event. I am playing alongside My team, for those of you guys who don't know, my league team, I'm playing LOR with Kibler, and my league team is Celine, Emiru, Tyler1, Trick2G, and Void Boy.